Yes, I think we have to recognize that Putin has had some success in disrupting the post-Cold War order that the West managed to create well beyond Ukraine. And you see it in the fact that in spite of the fact that we sort of congratulate ourselves about the united response to Putin, that the response hasn't been so united. That we have either the president or the prime minister of the Czech Republic, Hungary, and Slovakia all stridently opposing the sanctions that have been put on Russia. The prime minister and the defense minister of Czechoslovakia comparing the potential deployment of NATO troops in the Czech Republic to the Soviet invasion of 1968. The Czech president openly attacking Russian dissidents, calling them by vulgar names. So that doesn't really feel like unity to me. And I think there's a variety of reasons for it. You have a substantial part of the political establishments in these countries that Putin has managed to get to tilt towards Moscow. Why? I think part of it is economic. You have substantial business interests that have interests in Russia, that are worried about sanctions and that oppose them for that reason. That's very understandable and also extends to Western Europe. You see it in Germany and so forth. But I think there are other reasons at all. I think that in these countries there is a worry about whether NATO is really going to be able to defend them against the kind of warfare that Putin is waging. As Madeleine Albright pointed out, he's not planning to invade, probably, Central Europe with tanks and artillery. It's a nibbling. It's 21st century kind of warfare. And can NATO really defend these countries? When your security agent is kidnapped on the border and taken across the border, will NATO defend you? When the gas pipeline is turned off, will NATO defend you? When little green men appear in your border cities, will NATO come to your defense? And I think there's some doubt about that in Central Europe, and it's having an effect on the opinions of these people. And lastly, I think the most worrying thing is that I think we have to accept that there is an ideological attraction from Putin that is having an impact in Central Europe. This nationalist, populist ideology, and we see it most obviously in Hungary, where the prime minister has said that Putin and his illiberalism is a model for him. But you're starting to see it in other countries as well. Again, the Czech president, his attacks on Pussy Riot, his attack on Mikhail Khodorkovsky reflects a kind of ideology that I think is dangerous, but is not that NATO countries and European Union countries are not immune to.